this is a stop though, right? No, this is a stop. Because I'm about to punch you in your face, dead dog. Oh, dead dog.
Why doesn't try?
This is a stop.
Welcome to Bus Driver Life. I am an actual public transit bus operator in Sacramento, California. And we're going to talk about this situation here. It's really crazy, really disturbing.
No, is this a stop?
Try.
Is this a stop?
Try.
Can you stop the bus? We stopped like
You should try.
bro. If you don't stop the bus, bro, I'm really gonna smash the you, bro.
Yeah, you should try.
Stop the bus, bro.
Try.
Stop the bus. There was 2 stops back there. You're not stopping, and I'm ready. Like, yo, bro, just stop the bus, bro. We just missed my stop. Stop the bus.
Try.
Stop the bus, bro. Stop the bus. Can you stop the bus? Yo.
And I find it really interesting that where this video was posted on Instagram, the majority of people in the comments said that the bus operator was 100% wrong and he pretty much deserved what happened to him. So the person who originally posted this, Schooly 300, as you can see right there, they both wrong ASF, but if I was the driver, I would have gladly pulled over, took a 15-minute break and checked bro temperature to see if he had a fever still. Another comment says, bro was probably on the way to work. I feel him. Then Schooly 300, I would have been hot too, but I wouldn't have socked on bro. Bro being the bus driver.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
This person, West_La_. What's disturbing to me about this video is that this young man was in the right. The driver was supposed to make a stop. It shows that this was an intentional act on behalf of the driver just to get this young man to react.
What?
Next person, bus driver is 100% wrong. He clearly missed the stop. Why wouldn't he just let the guy off? Now, the interesting thing is these people are so sure that the bus operator missed the stop just because a disgruntled, angry passenger came up and said, hey, you missed my stop. I can't tell you how many times I've had angry passengers tell me that I missed their stop and I didn't actually miss their stop, but they were angry at me as if I had legitimately missed their stop. Next comment, he drove into that pole on purpose. Why won't he stop the darn bus? Driver was antagonizing him. Now, the driver antagonizing him.
No, this is a stop though, right? No, this is a stop. Because I'm about to punch you in your face, dead dog.
So did the driver initiate this, or was the driver reacting and probably irritated and annoyed that while he's trying to safely operate the bus, you have this dude walk up to you and stick a phone right in your face, right in front of your view while you're driving? That could have caused an accident. And that sort of thing happens a lot in public transit. Now, I'm not familiar with this transit system. We will go into some more details in just a moment, but let's check out another comment first. The driver hit that pole on purpose and the passenger acted in self-defense to false imprisonment.
What?
So the bus driver got punched by a 24-year-old, angry 24-year-old man. It was about 3 or 4 punches. Of course, I had to cover the punches up on this video because can't show fights. Unless you're like a major media network, then you can show everything just about. But he punched the bus driver in the head like 4 times. So that bus operator could have potentially been dazed or unconscious or just out of it, still reacting to being punched. You can't just say he drove into the pole on purpose after being punched 4 times, full strength from a 24-year-old man. The passenger pulled the cord for 2 stops and showed evidence, then repeatedly demanded the driver to stop and let him out, and the driver outright refused, even passing additional stops. How do you know? You can't determine that from the video. Then a comment goes on to say that it was potentially a criminal act with the bus driver kidnapping the passenger. Oh, and then Schooly 300 says the bus driver was just trying to be dramatic.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's it. Trying to be dramatic and crashing the bus into a pole after being punched in the head 4 times. So here's a few details about this situation. This incident took place in August of 2019 in Randolph, Massachusetts, involving a Brockton Area Transit Authority bus, also known as BAT. The bus was operating on a fixed route with designated stops, meaning the driver legally cannot stop wherever a passenger demands. Now, there are some transit agencies that will do flag stops, but in most cases, bus operators are trained to only pick up, and drop off at designated bus stops. At a lot of transit agencies, we actually can get in trouble if we're just picking people up and dropping them off wherever we feel like it or wherever they want to be dropped off at. Of course, there are some exceptions to the rule. There can be some emergency situations. There are some bus operators that will look out and be like, hey, you can just jump off right here. But that bus operator is placing themselves at risk because if anything goes wrong, and that will be letting someone off or on the bus at a place that's not designated, then that bus operator can get into a lot of trouble. Let's say somebody gets off the bus and they trip and fall at a place that's not a bus stop. Now we have to call and get emergency response, and that person is trying to file a lawsuit against the transit agency, which happens all the time. And they review the cameras and they're like, this is not even a designated bus stop. When it comes to the legal stuff, that's going to be a major strike against the transit system because it's going to be determined that, oh, that's not a bus stop. Your bus operator is just letting people off the bus at a place that's not deemed safe for them to let someone off the bus. And look what happened. They tripped and fell and they injured themselves. It's not going to go so well for that bus operator. Now, that may seem like an extreme situation that rarely happens, but it happens more often than a lot of people actually think or hear about. So continuing on with the details, and we pretty much saw the video, but let's give the official details about what happened and the outcome of this situation. After being struck, the bus driver lost control of the bus, as we saw. And then, of course, in the comments, they were saying he purposely reacted the way he did after being punched by a grown young man, a young grown man, 24 years old, full of energy and testosterone and anger. The bus rear-ended a vehicle and then crashed into a utility pole near a church. But of course, the people in the comments think that the bus operator did that intentionally to be dramatic, as Scully 300 said. Just trying to be dramatic, that's it. Approximately 16 people were injured, including the passengers on the bus operator, and occupants of the car that was struck, but thankfully there were no fatalities, but multiple people were transported to hospitals. The passenger was arrested and charged with multiple serious offenses, including assault and battery on a public employee, assault and battery causing serious bodily injury, wrongful interference with the operation of a passenger vehicle, which is a felony. Prosecutors argued that his actions directly caused the crash and injuries. He was initially held without bail pending a dangerousness hearing. At a later court hearing, a judge ruled that the suspect was dangerous but allowed release on bail under strict conditions. So unfortunately, outside of that, not much more is known about what happened legally to this person. But keep in mind that this situation started, and even according to the prosecutors, the 24-year-old became angry because the bus driver refused to stop at a location that was not an official bus stop. That's the whole reason this whole thing started. It wasn't because the bus operator was antagonizing him. He started antagonizing the bus operator. He put a phone in front of the bus operator's face, blocking the bus operator's view. And yes, could the bus operator have handled things a little bit better? Probably. But in the heat of the moment, that bus operator is a human being who is doing a demanding job. And in that moment, he was probably irritated, annoyed, aggravated. And of course, we do have to learn how to calm down or stay calm and control our emotions. But in a situation like that, especially when the bus operator, as they said, they investigated, there was not an official bus stop that the bus operator missed, despite what the people in the comments are saying and assuming. That bus operator was probably extremely irritated that this person is yelling right in his face, right in his personal space, and even blocking his view over something that the bus operator actually did not do, even though he was being accused of missing the stop or passing his stop. So let me know what you all think in this situation. Do you think the bus operator deserved that, knowing that a stop was actually not missed? And even if a stop was missed, do you think the bus operator deserved to be beat down in the seat while moving the bus, while driving the bus?